Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Patriot Games by Philip Noyce, starring Harrison Ford. Well, I don't believe I've seen anything from this director before. I'm quite familiar with the Jack Ryan universe. I think I watched and reviewed The Hunt for Red October last year and I absolutely loved it. I remember it to be a very claustrophobic thriller. That film had Alec Baldwin as Jack Ryan, and while I thought he did a pretty good job in his role, I'm very excited to see Harrison Ford's version. I know that this isn't probably a direct sequel, it's just based on one of Tom Clancy's other Jack Ryan novel. I'll also be hopefully reviewing Clear and Present Danger, also starring Ford, and The Sum of All Fears, which has Ben Affleck as Ryan. But do let me know if the more recent ones are worth reviewing on the channel too. I believe they're called Shadow Recruit with Chris Pine and Without Remorse with Michael B. Jordan. I don't know what to expect here plot-wise, but it's based on a Tom Clancy novel, so it's kind of like a genre all to itself. If I had to guess, Jack Ryan will be called to serve his country or to save the world from some imminent danger or threat or something. Honestly, I'm just excited for a good action thriller. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this movie and over 220 movies, 2 TV shows, early access, and weekly posts for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Patriot Games. Noyce. Ford. Let's go. Harrison Ford. Patriot Games. Sean Bean. Holy crap. Let me make a prediction right now. Sean Bean will die. Oh, Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, now I'm excited. And James Earl Jones, the legend. Music by James Horner. His Star Trek work has been fantastic. The Ryans. That's their house.
Gonna leave London as planned, but we'll take a cab from the airport so nobody has to bother.
Oh right, I remember now, he's married with a child.
And if they're not, we go to the store and see if you can find a couple that are sort of the same size.
Yeah, it's interesting how The Hunt for Red October, that happened in a submarine, and this one, it starts off in London, so it's not the US.
Good evening, sir.
Something bad's about to happen. Oh. Maybe not quite yet. It's time.
What about your speech?
I'll wing it.
His speech. Does this film take place in the 80s? Because by the early 90s, the Soviet Union has already fallen. Whenever I think of Harrison Ford, all I can think of is, get off my plane. I believe that's from Air Force One, which I reviewed on the channel. Oh man, Sean Bean. He's playing the bad guy.
This won't be like anything you've ever done before, little brother.
That's an Irish accent, I believe. Does this involve the IRA?
Stay awake, lads. Here they come.
They're planning an attack. I'm guessing on that politician or lord or something.
There's Daddy.
I can see how Jack Ryan will be involved in this situation. He's going to try and stop it. Two things. First, fantastic explosion. Big fan. But holy crap, they actually blew him up.
Get out of the car!
Ooh, they're alive.
Open it or I'll blow it up!
Oh, one of them died. And Ryan was shot.
Stop! Army! Drop it!
He's at it.
Oh man, he's dead. And I'm guessing he's close to Sean Bean's character.
The feeling here today is one of outrage over this unprecedented terrorist attack on the royal family.
Oh, it was a member of the royal family.
Ryan is a former Marine lieutenant. Wounded in the exchange of gunfire.
James Earl Jones.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. You're alive. I forgive you.
She's probably used to him trying to save the world.
Hey, Pumpkin.
I not only feel no great sense of loyalty, I make sure to remind myself to kill them.
They're trying to turn Sean Bean.
Who are they, Sean?
But nah, I don't think he'll talk.
Not in all eternity. He'll not chirp a word, and not while his brother is lying on a slab.
Dude! The kid who died was his brother.
In its heart and soul, England is still a monarchy, and that is where we must strike. At the royals and the ruling class.
He's even crazier than the IRA. So far, the cinematography and color grading of the movie has been pretty standard. I like the music by James Horner though.
That's me holding my temper, Jimmy boy.
Holy crap.
You know, the church says wearing one of them's a sin, darling.
So is this, darling.
The dude who killed Jimmy set him up. Yeah, it was a setup.
About this guy.
Sean? Oh, he's a nice boy, Sean Miller.
The man I killed was Miller's.
Brother.
Not even 17, Paddy boy.
Oh, just a kid. I mean, Sean Bean is a big actor now, but was he back in 1992?
I owe you a debt of gratitude that I shall never be able to repay.
Of course.
Her Majesty's decided to invest your husband, Casey Vio, Knight Commander of the Victorian Order.
Oh, nice. He's getting honored.
Sir Jack.
Lady Catherine.
They already appear more dignified.
Attacked my client, who was in fact another pedestrian hurrying to help.
Wearing a ski mask.
Oh man, they're twisting the narrative.
Are you still, Dr. Ryan, in the paid service of the Central Intelligence Agency?
No.
Oh, if he were, they'd probably try and make it a political issue about the US trying to interfere with UK's internal politics.
You knows him, I didn't belong. Now you've killed my baby brother.
We'll be seeing him again. Looks like they're back in America. Who's been feeding the goldfish?
Wow. You guys have really grown.
I'm pregnant.
That's good news.
I don't have any say in this story.
Oh.
When the IRA carry out any form of campaign, they admit.
Oh.
Have the IRA admitted
This
to
is
this?
Richard Harris. He'll be breaking out of prison soon enough. He has to.
And when would you want this by, madam?
Soon. As you can see, it's very pressing.
Sentencing round. Man, I hate this dude. I don't mean Sean Miller. I mean, he's a bad guy, but that officer who doesn't have a sense of humor, he's annoying.
And you still won't speak to me.
He will soon enough, as you die. Oh no. The bad guys already know the route, so they probably planned for this.
Open it or I'll kill him. Your guns. We are unarmed.
Tell me, what did they pay you to turn against your own people?
They consider him a special sort of traitor. Oh man, they killed everyone. What an undignified way to die. What a beautiful place for a house.
Hello, Admiral.
We think he's left the country. Want to come down and look over what we got? You might turn up something we haven't.
I don't want to go back, honey.
Come to think of it, I actually like these Jack Ryan films. They all have their own standalone story. It's a good thing. Oh man, looks like they have left the country. Are they coming to America?
What Ryan done can't be undone. So you should stop thinking about it.
You can't.
I can't.
5 of whom are now dead.
Dude.
Sir, I think it might be best if we limit your appointments for the
There's a
time being.
mole.
I will not have my itinerary dictated to me by terrorists.
Attention to orders. I have a presentation.
Samuel L. Jackson.
We recognize Professor John Patrick Ryan with the Order of the Purple Target.
Has Samuel L. Jackson never had a full head of hair? In Coming to America from 1988, one of his earliest films, he didn't have a full head of hair.
Just pissed me off. I couldn't just stand there and watch him shoot those people right in front of me. Pure rage.
Holy crap. Not only are they in America, they're actually going after Jack Ryan's family.
Let's do it.
I don't believe he thinks that he's in danger because he doesn't think that they'd come all the way to America, but he's wrong. Oh, it was that woman.
Is Sally with you?
Yeah? Hi, Dad!
Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Drive to the nearest police station.
Honey, I want you to get off the highway and get to the nearest police station.
There you go. Dude! Yeah, I don't like this. Especially the kid.
Feed skull
She's
protocols.
pregnant.
I know. The baby's okay. So you don't have to worry
What
about
about my daughter?
She's in the recovery room, honey. They're watching her.
If it wasn't before, it's personal for Jack Ryan now. And Harrison Ford is a fantastic actor when it comes to showing anger.
The IRA are not responsible for this attack.
She's gonna be okay.
Thank goodness the daughter will be fine.
Mr. Ryan, I'd like to share with you our deep regret about...
The way he was defending the IRA, I'm not quite sure whether Richard Harris's character is actually involved. But I think technically he is right. The IRA isn't responsible for this particular attack.
I am telling you, I want back in.
You were explaining to Jack about how we'd be better off without him around here. Or something along those lines.
We know whose side the Admiral's on. He's got Jack's back. Oh man, they're making more explosives. But they're about to be raided.
Kevin O'Donnell, longtime IRA strategist, friend of the Miller family, looked after his boys, Shan and Patrick.
Oh, O'Donnell was friends with Miller's father.
We got brigade commander of the IRA, Jimmy O'Riordan. Checks into a cheap hotel room, ends up dead.
Jack?
He's clearly connecting the dots, but
Where are you going?
I don't get the full picture yet. No way. Is he going to get attacked? The red-haired lady. Yeah, oh. He's putting it together. Oh.
We find her. We'll find him.
North Africa? That's quite the change of location. They weren't able to train back in Ireland? Is this where they're training the extremists in North Africa?
Ryan's still alive.
They're not dead, Sean. It doesn't matter. The trip served its purpose.
It does matter.
He's going to come for Jack Ryan and his family again. She's still probably in the hospital, isn't she?
How's the family, Ryan?
I love the filmmaking here, the zoom.
You should look after your family better, you know.
I don't care what you have to do. Just get him.
And now he has his wife's approval to go for it, so...
The IRA is not responsible for all this, I know that. I want to know where Sean Miller and Kevin O'Donnell are.
You want me to sell out my fellow Irishmen to you? But the day that I sell out my countrymen will be the day that I put a bullet through my own head.
Then you deserve a bullet through your head.
I'll go home and call the TV stations. Give them what they want. Let them take their cameras into my daughter's hospital room.
I don't give a shit whether you did it or not, and neither will anyone else. I will make it my mission in life.
That's the right place to attack them.
Unless you authorize us to retask those satellites so we can get a look before they're overhead from the side, we are never going to know which camp they're at.
Smart. What are we looking at?
Tits.
That's what you see.
Are you sure this is the same woman?
Yeah, I don't think he'd bet his life on it. I like how the director is reinforcing that he's a family man and he doesn't want violence.
Patty O'Neill can sleep at night. In fact, he probably enjoys the irony. She's not Irish. She's English.
He gave her up.
Let's check with John Ryan about scheduling a presentation dinner at our embassy.
Why is Lord Holmes back in the story?
Mr. Ryan has a special celebration that evening that he can't change. He wondered if you might care to join them.
Why not?
So far, I've really been enjoying the thriller aspects of the movie. Was that necessary, Shan? That man was nothing but loyal. That's a beautiful shot. And I'm guessing this is practically done with real helicopters because this doesn't look like CGI. Oh, they're literally executing them.
It's over.
Oh, far from it.
You're welcome.
Looks like they're over for dinner already. So I'm guessing we're approaching the climax. Is that chicken or turkey? Whatever it is, it looks delicious.
Hello?
Dude! If the mole's here, that means those extremists know everything about this dinner. This is no ordinary power cut, is it?
Anyone reading me?
They're dead!
Anybody?
And remember, we don't have cell phones, so the phone lines are down already.
What the hell do you think you're doing, Jack?
He's literally caught red-handed.
Five, six.
There's your answer. I mean, wouldn't turning on the electricity bring back the phone lines? But he did activate the silent alarm. Yeah, things are getting tense. Holy crap. Well played.
Gotcha!
I don't know whether that was a good or bad thing. I mean, the focus is off them for a second, but now they know the location of Jack Ryan and his family.
It's the royal we want. We can't ransom a dead body.
Boats. Bottom of the cliff. There are ropes.
Kevin!
Oh man. Yeah, that's what you deserve.
You killed him!
And backup's on the way.
No, Sean, no! We need Holmes alive!
Stay down.
Smart. Jack Ryan is trying to lure them away and keep his family and Lord Holmes safe.
Come on! Come on! He's alone! He's leading us away from the royal! That's not my mission!
Holy crap, he killed his own people. A running theme in the film. He doesn't even care about anything else. It's his brother who he's actually trying to avenge. But on a more serious note, from a production end, this is very impressive. And the camera work here too. Finally, a physical confrontation between these two men. Was it worth it, Sean? And this is how Sean Bean dies again. I love explosions in movies. That was amazing.
Enough to eat, honey, or do you want something like some toast or?
Pancakes.
Oh, okay. The movie ends just like it starts, with the family together
Okay, tell us. Thank you.
Well, I actually like the ending. That was a really, I wouldn't say fun, but that was a solidly made action thriller. And I can't wait to watch the next one, Clear and Present Danger, which also has Harrison Ford in it. And I'm guessing a little more continuity between the stories. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, this was a solid action thriller, exactly what I expected from the movie. To be honest, I feel like The Hunt for Red October was a better made film, which had a completely different tone, I guess. That movie was more tense and claustrophobic and focused, where this one was more of your traditional action thriller. I thought the director, Philip Noyce, did a fairly competent job here, mostly with the action set pieces. I also felt the overall storytelling was relatively good. And so were the performances from the cast, especially from Harrison Ford, who I felt almost carried the movie. The score was also very good, and the rest of the production end, I thought it was very good too, for the most part. The main issue I had with the movie was a particular aspect of the script. I thought there were too many players in the story, which the director didn't have time to explore. There were the IRA, the even more extreme faction, who were the central focus. There was the CIA, British intelligence, Ryan's family, and of course Jack Ryan's own storyline. I felt like the scriptwriters and the directors had a difficult time in juggling so many different moving parts. I mean, it's easier to do in the books. You can just jump to wherever you want, whenever you want, and take your time with the story, but they could have done a better job translating that to screen by streamlining the story a little more, if that makes any sense. It was a little hard to follow at times, but not impossible by any means. Let's start with the directing by Philip Noyce and the script by W. Peter Iliff, please correct me if my pronunciation is wrong, and Donald E. Stewart. I know that this movie was based on a novel by Tom Clancy of the same name, and as I haven't read it, I don't know how well the story was adapted for screen, so my review is just based on what we saw. I liked how the director takes a lot of time in reintroducing us to Jack Ryan's character for people who haven't watched The Hunt for Red October or haven't read the books. His character is fairly consistent between the movies. He's a family man first, a desk analyst, and a teacher, while also being in the Navy before. For a second, I thought he was in the Marine Corps, but no, he was in the Navy. The fact that his family's story was also central was an excellent choice narratively, because not only did it humanize and ground Jack Ryan's character, but it also raised the stakes considerably whenever his family was in danger. Harrison Ford does a fantastic job in bringing Jack Ryan to life here. I thought he had easily the best performance of the movie. Although I have to admit, there wasn't a weak performance anywhere here. The whole cast was great. Sean Bean in particular was great in his role. I just wish he got more scenes. I love when Sean Bean dies in movies. It's like a tradition by now. His motivations were well set, with his brother being killed by Jack Ryan, but as he was the primary antagonist, I feel like he needed more scenes, considering how singularly focused he was in getting revenge for his brother's murder. The filmmakers try and show that there are more players, that it's more of an international conspiracy with a lot of moving parts, but I don't think so much focus on the secondary plot was necessary here. This was personal for both men. Like I mentioned before, they could have got the film a little better in terms of the secondary and tertiary characters. Paddy O'Neill, played by Richard Harris here. Richard Harris is a great actor, but I felt like his character was a little unnecessary. Also, I didn't understand the focus on British intelligence here. They could have shown parts of it, just, glossed over it, but the focus, I feel like it should have been more on Jack Ryan and Sean Miller, played by Sean Bean. Putting that aside, the action set pieces were fantastic. Those were great to watch, especially the opening and the closing ones. The stunt work in those particular scenes, they were excellent, and a special mention goes out to the stunning pyrotechnic work on display. The on-screen explosions are one of my favorite things in movies in general, and this film certainly delivered on that. The explosions, they looked and felt fairly realistic. From a production end, I also love the varied location choices here. We got to see a little of the US, the UK, Northern Ireland, and even bits of North Africa. The cinematography was okay. It certainly had its moments, especially during the darker scenes, like the two helicopters flying in the desert out to the raid, or even the camera work in the final sequence in the open waters when the two boats were chasing each other. That was very impressive. Finally, the score by James Horner was also a standout for me, and while I wouldn't say this was his best work, the music honestly suited the tone of the film perfectly, particularly the Irish-inspired music. The score during the more tense moments, they were also very appropriate, but I felt like they were a little more on the generic side. As I've talked about my criticisms already, overall, Patriot Games was a solid action thriller with good direction and excellent performances from Harrison Ford, Sean Bean, and the rest of the cast. The action set pieces, the stunt work, and pyrotechnics were definitely the highlight, followed by a fairly solid script and a pretty good score too. The scope of the story felt a little too broad in my opinion, and streamlining it would have helped keep things in focus, but the overall result was absolutely worth my time. I'll definitely be watching the next Jack Ryan adventure, Clear and Present Danger, also starring Harrison Ford. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.